company called T0, which is blockchain meets capital markets.
Okay.
And we realized in today's stock world, you can't. There's all these inefficiencies in trading. They make so much money from trading. One, two, they make a lot of money by borrowing your own stock. When you're sleeping tonight, someone is borrowing your stock and paying a premium to the bank. So we realized we could save everybody a lot of money and get you to make a lot more money, and then the moms and pops of this world by eliminating all these inefficiencies.
So in that example, do I get to be my own bank in essence? If somebody wants to borrow my stock, I'm getting paid as compared to the bank?
But like for example, let's say today you have a stock, right? So somebody has custody of your stock. It's held, the DTCC and all these guys. So you go to your bank. In reality, your stock is held. It's an IOU of IOUs of IOUs. But what happens at night? Your bank does an overnight lending. Someone comes in and say, I want to borrow 10 shares of Google Alpha. And then he borrows the shares and he pays a fee. But that fee doesn't end up going to you. It goes to the bank and the bank's partners and the bank's other partners, and then you get a sliver of a fee. And imagine all these mutual funds and all these retirement funds and all these different 401k plans that are out there that should be getting a lot more money, but they're not. And then this way, what GSR is doing is buying a bunch of our tokens, because what we want to do is we want to definitely disrupt that whole system.
Yeah, and it's interesting because a part of this project is looking at 401ks and kind of how I think a lot of people are deluded about the virtue of them and all the fees that come out of them, et cetera, similar things. So it really changes even for workers, how they might get pensions or how they might get retirement savings, et cetera. And they end up with a lot more money at the end of the day if it's using this technology as compared to the current methodologies.
Absolutely, the more I look at it, the more people should be free to invest however they want. It's your money.
Right.
And then your company limits you all the time on a few funds that you understand nothing about.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, it's your money, and you're going to be the one retiring at the end of the day and not being able to spend it, while every year you get charged 10, 100 basis points depending on your account. And then in this way, what Overstock did is Overstock Retail created an arm called Medici Ventures. And Medici is all the blockchain efforts we have. So we've invested in companies that do voting, like Votes. We invested in a company, the first digital fiat in the world, called Bit down in Barbados. And we're working on a payment system, just a payment network, a digital currency and all of that. We invested in companies that do logistics. And then we did the T0, which is, capital markets. And we have a few more that we've done, but we're looking at disrupting that whole system. Just look at Western Union. Every time, you don't think of it, but the US is the second largest market for remittance in the world. It goes off between first and second. And then imagine all these people sending money to their loved ones, and they have to pay. When you're sending $100, you're paying 10% of that money, while you can only pay a few cents. Why would you want to do that? It just makes no sense.
Yeah. So what does it feel like to be you, to say, hey, I'm working in this world? Like, I actually don't get to just read about it on blogs or see, reports on it. I actually get up every day and I'm doing something in the world that's helping to bring this into reality. So what does that feel like to you?
Well, it's a crazy feeling, because, I started working. I started at the bottom and I went my way up, and I had friends that worked for Yahoo. They were the early employees of Yahoo, and they left Yahoo early on, and they went and they started like a company called WhatsApp. WhatsApp.
Oh, that little company.
That little company, WhatsApp. It was a little company, and at that time the value of it was like 50 million. I said, "Can I work with you guys? Can I invest with you?" And they're like, "No. You don't bring anything to the table." And I realized right there and then that I need to bring something to the table. Otherwise, nobody would want me to work with them. There's no free lunch.
Right.
So I realized then, it hit me in the head. It was, what do I bring to the table? And I started looking into Bitcoin at that time and all these other things. And with Overstock, I started realizing what can I bring to the table? Mind you, WhatsApp was bought because all the information it has and all these different records it has of me and you and all these contacts that you have, for 14 to, I think 20 billion was the total deal value.
Wow.
And then from there on, and that's many years post that conversation that we had over brunch with a bunch of friends of mine of getting into it. And unfortunately, I couldn't get into it. But what I realized is this is coming to stay. And the people that told me about WhatsApp told me, said, don't invest in WhatsApp. You can't get in as investment with us because you're not bringing anything to the table. But you should look into Bitcoin and blockchain. I was like, what are these guys talking about? Then we looked into it, and then my boss, Patrick Byrne, people thought he was crazy because he kept telling people, it's blockchain, it's going to change the world. Would you have invested in the internet if you knew that, or companies that have services for the internet, if you knew the internet was going to change the world in the 90s?
Of course.
Okay. Think of it today. If you know that blockchain is going to change the world and it's going to be the next big thing, don't you want to invest in the vehicles that bring you all these services and all these different aspects of the blockchain to you and to your door?
Yeah, of course. It is exciting. It's I'm how can I put it, in a positive way, envious. That they say what a great place to be in a career and go around the world and do the stuff and change things. So it's I congratulate you for playing that role in life every single day. And I know you just got off a plane to come get here real quick to talk to us. So thank you very much for sharing your wisdom and for sharing with the people who are viewing the deeper understanding of what this really means and what it means to the world and to the future.
Thank you so much for having me. I think this is here to stay, and you and I in 5 or 10 years, we're going to talk about it and we're going to laugh how we did not do enough.